A client finishes a 3-month project. They praise the work, approve the final invoice, and disappear. 6 weeks later, you discover they are still doing manually the one task you could have handled every month. The clues were already in your inbox: repeated support requests, a comment about limited capacity, and a result they wanted to maintain. You did not lose the renewal because the work was poor. You lost it because the evidence was scattered.
That hurts because it is so ordinary. You are not ignoring the client. You are delivering, following up, traveling, and trying to keep next month full. One useful sentence gets buried under 50 routine messages.
Curious. I like the word clearer. Not automatic, not guaranteed. Clearer.
That distinction is the whole idea. I call it the AI Renewal Radar. Once a month, it reviews approved project evidence, separates facts from assumptions, identifies possible continuation needs, and prepares a draft for you to inspect. It does not decide what the client needs. It does not send a sales message by itself. It gives you a useful starting point instead of asking you to reconstruct 6 months of history from memory.
So the output might be a renewal conversation, a discovery question, or no pitch at all.
Right. I would use 4 statuses: renewal ready, needs discovery, insufficient evidence, and do not pitch. The last one matters. A system that recommends an offer to every client is not intelligent. It is just noisy.
Before we build it, I want to challenge one assumption. You called this lightweight. For someone with 3 clients, setup could take longer than the review itself.
That is fair. If you have 3 clients and the monthly review takes 10 minutes, do not start with a complicated make scenario. Use a folder, a table, and a manual prompt. Automate only after the same review happens repeatedly, and you can prove the time saved. The system should earn its complexity.
Good. Start small, but think big. Now give us the smallest version that works.
Create a Google Drive folder or a Notion workspace for one client. Add only approved relevant material: final deliverables, client feedback, repeated support requests, permitted usage signals, and documented outcomes. Then create an Airtable table with these fields: internal client ID, project end date, service category, last review date, communication preference, renewal status, do not pitch status, evidence link, and human approval status.
And please do not interpret approved as everything the client ever told you. Use the minimum necessary information. Redact names, contact details, financial data, and confidential material that the review does not need. Confirm that your AI workspace is approved for the kind of information you are processing.
Yes, here's the exact prompt and stock. Make can watch for a monthly date or a manually selected Airtable record. It gathers links to the approved evidence, sends only the redacted text to ChatGPT in an approved workspace, and writes the result back to a private document or Airtable field. It can notify you, but it stops before client contact.
Only after you have decided what approved means.
Exactly. Makes sense. Only the minimum approved redacted evidence. That correction is important. Portable income is not useful if it comes with portable compliance problems.
Now, let's see what the radar actually does with messy evidence. Otherwise, people hear AI workflow and imagine a polished paragraph appearing from nowhere.
Here is a small, fictionalized record. The evidence says 12 product pages were approved. The client wrote, "These are easier for our team to review." 2 support requests asked for a monthly quality check. That is all we know. We do not know whether review time fell, whether revenue increased, or whether the client wants a retainer.
And if the model writes, you reduced review time by 30%, that number is invented.
Correct. The output should say, verified outcome, 12 product pages approved, source, the delivery record, verified feedback, the client reported easier team review, source, the client comment, potential next step, a monthly quality check, open question, how often are new pages added? That is useful because it creates a conversation without pretending we know the answer.
Smooth does not mean true. The polished version can be the dangerous version if nobody checks the sources.
Use this analysis prompt. Using only the supplied evidence, list verified client outcomes, unanswered questions, and potential next step services. Label every inference as an assumption. Do not invent metrics, dates, quotes, savings, revenue, or client intentions. Cite the source file or note for every verified outcome. If evidence is weak or contradictory, say so plainly.
Add confidence labels if they help, but remember that a low confidence label does not rescue a bad claim. It simply warns you to investigate before repeating it.
Then ask for a monthly value summary. Organize verified information into work completed, observed impact, unresolved opportunities, and questions for the client. Use conservative language. Attach a source citation after each factual claim. Never convert activity into ROI unless the client supplied a measured business result.
The renewal draft should be even more restrained. Invite a conversation, mention one verified result, ask whether the priority is still relevant, offer one defined next step, and make it easy to decline or postpone.
Here's the exact wording. Write a concise, respectful email proposing a conversation, not assuming a purchase. Mention only verified outcomes. Ask whether the priority is still relevant. Offer one clearly defined next step and include an easy way to decline or postpone. Do not use urgency, guaranteed results, fabricated personalization, or pressure.
An easy way to say no is not a weakness. It tells the client you are offering judgment, not building a trap.
And it protects your schedule. For a digital nomad, the benefit is not just another possible contract. It is visibility. If two clients need 4 hours of monthly maintenance, you can reserve 8 hours and plan the rest of your month. If both need a major launch next week, you learn that before making a promise.
That is more credible than calling it passive income. You are creating a clearer service model, not money that appears while you are sightseeing.
Exactly. If you package the system for other freelancers or small agencies, offer a 30-day pilot. Set up one client workflow, a monthly review, and a human review call. Price it according to the time saved, the complexity you manage, and the support you provide. Never promise that every client will renew. Sell a better operating process.
Track whether it earns the right to expand. Measure preparation minutes, evidence corrections, approved conversations, and what happened afterward. A clear no is a valid result. So is a pause.
And keep the safeguards outside the model where possible. Require citations. Show the formula for any calculation. Redact sensitive information. Limit access. Set deletion rules. Add one approval gate before an analysis becomes a recommendation and another before a message is sent. Keep a do not pitch field that the automation cannot override.
Also, ask the client what communication cadence is useful. Monthly is not automatically respectful because your make scenario runs monthly. The human plus AI advantage is not more contact. It is more relevant contact.
Now take the 45-minute pilot. Spend 10 minutes choosing one completed project and creating the evidence folder. Spend 10 selecting 3 to 5 approved sources. Spend 15 creating the Airtable fields and running the analysis prompt. Use the final 10 to inspect every claim and choose one outcome: conversation, discovery question, insufficient evidence, or no pitch.
Do not make the first version beautiful. Make it reviewable. If the folder, table, and prompt save no time, simplify them or stop. If they reveal a genuine recurring need, then you can automate the monthly batch.
This changes everything for nomads. Not because AI replaces judgment, but because it gives your judgment a reliable rhythm. You can see what was delivered, what remains uncertain, and whether a recurring offer makes sense before you spend an afternoon preparing for a conversation.
Take the sprint today and write down the minutes saved and the questions the system could not answer. Those gaps are where your expertise matters most.
That's your AI blueprint for today. Ready to implement this at a higher level? Enroll in our high-income remote skills courses at nomadlifesuccess.com/courses. You'll find templates, make scenarios, prompt libraries, and ethical automation reviews designed to help you build portable, evidence-based income without sacrificing your time or your standards.
Automate the ordinary. Amplify the extraordinary.